All right. Hello, everybody. Hello. Oh, it's another Sunday. Oh, boy. Yeah. I don't know who our first viewer is, but hello, first viewer. One of my neighbors has a lemon tree. And, oh, they left. Okay. One of my neighbors has a lemon tree, and I've been drinking a lot of lemon juice. I make a drink with lemon juice and seltzer, a little bit of stevia. I'm not a sugar guy. Not good for you, all that sugar. My name is Bret Primack. I am the jazz video guy. And on today's show, the Sunday Matinee, I call it, I'm going to talk to you about some interesting changes happening to the Jazz Video Guy channel and to my life. It's coming up very soon. We'll get into that. I'm going to tell you about 3 very, very cool videos that I posted for this week that I would highly urge you to check out. And then we're going to go to something about why people dislike jazz. I did a thing a couple of weeks ago. Why isn't jazz more popular? Today we're going to go into why do people dislike it? In fact, people hate it. Such a thing seems a little strange to me. So much hate in this world. Why just ignore it if you don't like it? But nevertheless, people have very strong opinions, especially on the internet, where they can post anonymously. So I have some comments that came in. I'll be reading some of those, and I'd like to get your thoughts as well, and I'll give you mine about the situation with disliking jazz. I'm going to begin by saying that this is probably the last live show I'm going to do for a while. I am in the process of relocating outside the United States. And actually 3 weeks from today, I'll be arriving in my next home with my beautiful girlfriend, Sherry, and my wonderful dog, Nato. He's over there sleeping right now. He's very good at that. I'm moving to Guanajuato, Mexico. This is a very, very cool city in the Central Highlands of Mexico. Very cultural place, beautiful place. And I'm not going to talk here about why I'm moving to, why I've chosen to be an expat. That'll be the subject of other blogs on other channels. But I intend on continuing my work, certainly, as a jazz video guy. Why would I stop? I love what I do. But I certainly won't be doing much live broadcasting initially because the place that we've got has pretty slow internet. This is going to be an interesting transition for me because I am coming from a place of very fast internet, which I really like, and legal cannabis, which I really like. And internet where we're going is slow, and I don't know what's going to happen with cannabis. I certainly don't want to get involved with the cartels. But I'm looking forward to going there. There's a little too much pressure in the United States, too dark. Looking for a new adventure. So I won't be posting any live stuff for a while. I've loaded my channel with a lot of great upcoming videos for the next 3 months. And once I get situated down there, I might start doing live broadcasts again. So this is going to be the last Sunday matinee for a while. Sorry, but I'll be back. Hard to keep me away from these things. I guess I'm a ham. I'm a Leo. What can I say? So that's the big news with Jazz Video Guy, the channel, and me. This week's videos coming up Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday, I interviewed Dave Liebman last week. Mr. Liebman is a saxophonist of some renown, an educator, an outspoken man, a survivor, uh, a veteran of the Miles Davis band and Elvin Jones. Uh, and I met Lieb back in the mid 90s. We worked on some stuff together, including the great Saxophone Summit gig at Birdland in December 17th, 1999, with Michael Brecker and Joe Lovano. So maybe I'll turn it into a song. So what would be a better title, right? Not so what? But okay, I'm not Miles Davis or a scat singer. So Lieb and I were talking about stuff that I mentioned last week about what is it to survive as a musician now? I mean, you can't sell your music anymore. What does it take? And I just want to get his perception on the current scene, because he's out there, he performs. He hasn't traveled much in the past couple of years because of COVID, but he gets to Europe and Japan, and he lives in New York City, teaches at NYU, did a gig last week at Smalls. So he's in touch with what's going on. So this video is titled Musician's Guide to Survival. I hope you check it out. Wednesday, in the process of moving, going through boxes, I found a video on an old format, 3/4-inch U-matic, that I did of a film I did in 1973. It was actually the first, it was long before I was a jazz video guy. I was a recent graduate of NYU Film School, and I was working in documentaries and industrials when I got out, but I met Frank Lowe. Actually, I went to see him at a concert at Judson Church on 4th Street. I guess it was memorable because, as with the times, I happened to be on acid that day. And of course, Frank was a saxophonist on the outside, no holds barred. And in my altered state of consciousness, I really got into it. I mean, it was really, really good. So we became friends, and we talked about the possibility of doing a film. And a guy that I was hanging with and collaborating at that time, named Joel Herson, who was a film editor and also a jazz fan, Frank and Joel and I conjured up this short film. At the time, Frank Lowe had a label, Survival Records, with his dear friend Rashid Ali. I knew Rashid a bit. He had one of the first jazz lofts on Green Street, Ali's Alley. So Frank and Rashid played together, but on his own, Frank went into the studio to record something called Street Music, which we documented, made it into an 11-minute film. Now, I did it in 1973. I just looked at it the other day for the first time in like almost 50 years. Wow. It's good. I'm proud of it. I think it's a good film. It's an interesting documentation of a certain time and place, and of Frank Lowe and the musicians he was recording with that day. And cinematically, I think it's good. As I mentioned, Joel, who was the co-producer, went on to be an Emmy award-winning film editor for ABC News. And he obviously had it together all the way back then, just out of film school. So Wednesday, check out Street Music. Friday, another episode of the Michael Brecker podcast. This is Mike and Bob. Bob Mintzer and Michael Brecker went way, way, way back to the late 60s and early 70s when they were playing in lofts in lower Manhattan. And Bob is a couple of years younger than Mike. But nevertheless, there were some awesome tenor players on that loft scene down there. Interesting, a bunch of them were Jews. You had Brecker, Mintzer, Liebman, Bob Berg, and Steve Grossman. Wow. Maybe I'll get into that someday. Do Jews make good tenor players? Do Italians make good tenor players? Do Africa? Yes, anybody can be a great tenor player. But there seems to be a lot of Jewish tenor players and Italian and black as well. Well, anyway, so I spent some time with my friend Bob Mincer a couple of weeks ago. We talked about Mike, and Mike and Bob were in Jocko's first big band together. In fact, let me see if I got the recording here. Yeah. Jaco Pastorius' birthday concert. This was the last gig that Michael Brecker worked before he went into rehab. And at that time, the front line of the band was Bob Mincer and Michael Brecker. That's an awesome recording of a great night. And life changed a lot for Michael Brecker after that gig. He went into rehab. He turned his life around. Bob Mincer had some issues, but he resolved them as well. And they both went on to great careers and remained friends and played together a number of times. So 4 episodes with Bob Mincer coming up, talking about Mike, and of course, all of Mike's great playing. So I pushed the wrong button here, and there's no one on the chat line here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump off of here and come back on, hopefully with the chat line, because I want to turn this into an interactive experience. So, and then after these over, I'll put them together into one video. So this is the end of part 1. Hope to see you in part 2.